everybody, it's Nikki. Welcome back to Ranting with Ricardo. We are here for a new show. It's The Mole. It's not really new. It's new-ish. It's new to the channel. Yeah, it's kind of new to Netflix. Kind of, sort of, maybe, possibly. A little bit, a little shaky, just a little bit. It's called The Mole. Now, The Mole used to be on ABC. I think it ran from like 2001 to about, I think, 2007. I probably have that wrong, but it ran for a long time on Netflix, not Netflix, ABC, and it's a competition show. Okay, it's a competition show, and ultimately you get these group of people together. They're working together as a team to win some money, and they have missions, and on the missions they have an opportunity to win like maybe $10,000 to put into the collective pot. 20, 40, and then they have like these little side missions that if you complete it, if you get it done, if you don't get caught, you could double your money, you could triple your money, things like that. However, the thing with the mole is while everybody's working together to get the collective money, only one person can win at the end of the show. On top of that, you have a mole. Now, the mole is a person that is set like production is it's production's person, and the person is gonna come on. The mole is gonna come on just like a regular old contestant, trying to get that money, trying to get that guap. Okay, trying to get all of that. That's what the mole is going to be giving you. However, here's the thing about it: the mole is sabotaging the collective. The mole is trying to make sure the collective cannot finish missions because then they can't get the money. Now, I don't know if the mole will get the like listen, one site said at the end, if the person who makes it to the very end of the show hasn't figured out who the mole is, then the mole gets the money in the collective pot. Some other sites said the mole does not get the money in the collective pot because they get their money off production. Child, I don't know. But in order to win the game, you not only have to make it to the end, you also have to figure out who the mole is. Okay? And we don't know who the mole is. Now, they do be dropping little hints, they do be dropping little clues for us to figure out who's who, what's what, and what the hell is going on. It's up to you to figure out the clues. Now, for this type of competition show, for this version, we actually don't get to see them like spend a lot of time in the houses that they're in. They're actually actively out doing missions. Like every episode is them doing missions. We might see them have like a second of downtime, but most of the time their downtime is like a side mission. On top of that, what else am I missing? Oh, okay. So, in order to eliminate people, they take these quizzes. Now, the quizzes are basically, or the test, whatever you want to call them, basically the quizzes are telling you, not telling you, it's just like a quiz to see how close you are to figuring out who the mole is. Now, the person with the most wrong answers out of everyone, who is not even the least bit close to who the mole could possibly be, they will, how they have it set up is they go and take like the test, the quizzes, whatever you want to say it is. The host, Alex Wagner, enters their name into the computer, and then they have these phones. And if when your name is entered and on your phone it pops up green, you save. Pops up red, you got to go. So that's how they do it, and that's the person with the least amount of right answers. If your phone pops up red, you have to go. And with that being said, that was like the breakdown, a quick little of the mole. Now let's get into this intro. Hi, hello, how are you doing? If you are new here, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new here and you don't like the content, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. If you want to follow me on social media, you want a way to buy my merch, buy my lip gloss, a way to contact me for business, or you want to bless your girl with just a little bit of a something because she got bills and it was on your heart and you felt it in your spirit, then you can find everything in the description box down below and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I have many things coming up. Okay, we got the mole right now. Then hopefully I get done with the mole in time to eat a little something, and then go do the notes just in time for Love and Marriage Huntsville to come on, because y'all know I'm coming to y'all right like maybe 15 minutes after the show goes off. And then tomorrow will be the Halloween Candy and Real Housewives of Potomac. On Monday is Sisters, and then Love and Hip Hop, um, Atlanta and Miami, and it'll be the finale of Miami. So then it'll just be Atlanta uh, on Mondays, unless they tack something else on a Monday, and then it'll be like them together, and then I'll just splice it up to a separate video. Now, with that being said, let me introduce you to the people of the mole. So hold on, there we go. We have the mole, and as you see, listen, I know y'all see the little Instagram like movie clapper. Don't come for me. Like, they had to put it together like this. However, like, they didn't have a picture of it like that, or the people are in the middle. So, I put it together. So we got the full cast. So we have half of the cast on one side, the other cast half of the cast on the other side, and you have who is in the middle. All these people, 12 players, one secret agent, and then the mole. Who the hell is the mole? Okay, we don't know. So we have, first up is Joy. Okay, Joy is from Atlanta, Georgia. She is a fine, flirty 40. Okay, she don't look it, but y'all know black don't crack unless she's smoking it, or a very hateful person. So we have Joy. Now, Joy is from Atlanta, Georgia. She's a commercial airline pilot. She works for American Airlines. Listen, there are a lot of articles about Joy. Good stuff, all good stuff. Um, it says Joy loves working out and can squat 225 pounds. I heard and looked at her social media, and from the articles I saw, that Joy was actually, I think, a personal trainer before she became an airline pilot. So shout out to you, Joy. And it says she could whip up a healthy gourmet. I feel like that's supposed to be meal, but it got cut off. Meal in under 30 minutes. So that is Joy. Get to know her, because Joy gonna be tap dancing on my nerves throughout this entire recap review. This is Avery. Okay, she's 26. She's from Phoenix, Arizona. She's a professional gamer. Avery's also a model. Okay, and it says in Colorado, Avery did a 600-foot solo climb on the flat. I have no clue what mountain it is. She did a climb on a mountain. Hello. And she's a singer-songwriter, and she's released her own music. And I told y'all, she's also a model. There are articles out about Avery. Good stuff. Nothing bad from what I saw. Get to know Avery, because she's also going to be tap dancing on my nerves. Moving on, we have Pranav. Hey, Pranav. I like me some Pranav. Now, the next 3 episodes came out on Friday. It is currently Saturday. So after I finish Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight and get a recap review for them, I'm going to watch these 3 episodes. Because then I might come to y'all on a good Sunday with episodes 6 through 8. Hello. But this is Pranav. Okay, he's 29. He's from Boston, Massachusetts. I can't say it. He's from Boston, okay? He's a law firm associate. They said he was a law student on the show, but I also saw that Pranav is a digital creator on his Instagram. So Pranav got a whole bunch of stuff going on, okay? Several, streams of income for Pranav, okay? He understands. Pranav he majored in biomedical engineering, and he's now in law school, so he is a law student. And he loves video games and all types of strategies. Now listen here, Pranav might be the mole, in my opinion. Joy as well, okay? Because Joy and Pranav, listen, he might be, in my opinion. We move on. We got Samara. Samira, I'm not sure how you say her name, but I think it's Samara. She's 25. She's from Atlanta, Georgia. She's a mental health counselor. Okay. She snorkeled in the Great Barrier Reef, and she recently graduated with her master's degree in clinical psychology. Shout out to her, okay? Now, listen. She didn't tap dance on my nerves. That's all y'all gonna need to know. This is Will. Now, here's the thing. As we go on with this little slideshow, we are going to see that everybody has three pictures. They have the information picture, they have the picture and then like in a little confessional area sitting at the table, and then they have the action shot from, them being out there doing a mission. Will does not have that, which makes me think Will might be the mole. But I'm going to continue. Will is 29. He's from, it says Henderson, Nevada. He's a lifestyle brand manager. Okay. Listen, he's a big one. Okay. He real tall. And y'all say he skydived. I believe it. They say after his friend broke his leg, he carried him back down a mountain while snowboarding. I said, ooh, listen, I don't know how true that is. But Will might be the mole because everybody else has three pictures and not Mole. Will was the first person to, be posted on the Mole's Netflix Instagram account, but he only has two pictures, okay? This is Sandy. Y'all gonna hear me go in on Sandy just a little bit. When we get to why Sandy was tap dancing on my nerves, this is Sandy. She is from Fort Worth, Texas. They say she's an ABA therapist. I said, when the hell did Sandy pop up on the screen? Because if y'all go watch it for yourselves, Sandy just came out of nowhere. I really don't know where Sandy was or how she got there. And eventually she decided to wake up and play the game. But we gonna get to it. But this is Sandy. Okay, she's gonna tap dance on my nerve a little bit. Sandy has a black belt in Taekwondo and has trained for 12 years. And she has a fear of open water and aquariums. This is Sandy. Moving on. We have Jacob. Okay, Jacob's 29. Jacob is from I have no clue where Ohio. He said Northwestern. I say bumfuck Ohio. Okay, he's a firefighter and a paramedic. They say he's a lieutenant. Jacob is also an actor, so this makes people think that Jacob might also be the mole. And I think, based off what we're going to see, that Jacob could possibly be the mole. So this is Jacob. Okay, firefighter, paramedic, lieutenant, also an actor. Watch out for Jacob. Jacob used to be a cage fighter. Ooh, not a cage fighter. Okay. But now practices Tai Chi and ballroom dancing. He grew up working on a goat farm and still harvests crops to this day. This is Jacob. So he's a farm boy from Bumfuck, Ohio, who's an actor, a firefighter, paramedic, lieutenant. This is Jacob. This is O'Shea? Osei? Listen, I'm sorry. Homeboy, spoiler alert, Homeboy won around, I would have to go back and watch the first two episodes to get the correct pronunciation of his name. He's 32, okay? He's a real estate agent from Brooklyn, New York. He's from New York. He has a pet, he has a pet rabbit named Simba, and he loves to try exotic foods. Meet him, enjoy him. Oh. So you're going to leave us in 2 episodes? Yes, but this is he. We have Greg. Greg will also be tap dancing on my nerves, okay? Greg is 32. He is from Seattle, Washington. He's a marketing consultant. He wants everyone to believe he's the mole. He goes really hard and goes, he really does be trying to get people to think he's the mole, okay? Greg survived a huge storm at sea. And he's certified in Zumba, yoga, and Reiki. Hold on. Wait a minute. I saw a name I recognized. And okay. This is Greg. He's gonna be tap dancing on my nerves. This is Dom. He's 29. Okay, he's very trusting. He is from Dom. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Listen, don't make me go back to this Instagram to make sure this is what this says. Because if so, okay. Didn't hear it in your voice. Where are you, Dom? Where are you on the Instagrams? Dom is from Toronto. He's a heavy machine operator. Okay. He spontaneously competed in his first Spartan race and placed top 20. And he took a dance class in high school to be surrounded by girls. And he cool people. He latches on to people very quickly, but this is Dom. And you can find him on TikTok. They say he's a great ally for the LGBTQIA plus community. This is Dom. This is Casey. She's my top pick for being the mole. I'm just saying, she's overly nice. I'm sorry, you can't trust overly nice people. Overly nice people are always hiding something in my book. Meet Casey. Now, I don't know what she's hiding. I just know she's overly nice. She's from Chico, California. She's a COVID ICU nurse, okay? That's Casey. Casey has hitchhiked across southern Japan. She's been to Burning Man 3 times and helped build camps and art cars. Casey is extra fucking nice. She might be the mole. Okay, meet Casey. We have Kazi. That's how she say her name down to the social medias. She's 27. She's from New York. She's a software developer. Kazi speaks Mandarin. Okay, shout out to you, Miss Girl. You speak Mandarin. I see you. And she hiked 2 mountains over 5,400 meters tall. Okay, shout out to you, Miss Girl. So we've met the cast. Bringing that back up, we've met the cast. That is the cast of The Mole. We are now about to get into The Mole. So, I already ran down what the show is about before I started the intro. Now we're going to get into it. So they're in Australia. This is where the game will be taking place this time around. So they dropping them off in the jungle, okay? They in the jungle, they walking through it, they meeting different people. We're meeting them one by one because they have to find a plane, okay? And the jungle they're in is the oldest rainforest. So they drop them off. So like I said, we meet different people. So we have Kazi, she's a software analyst, beautiful black woman. We have Jacob, firefighter and paramedic. Never left the United States before. He's from Bumfuck, Ohio, and he's an actor in real life too. We have Casey, a COVID nurse, and she talks a lot, but is very friendly. Which, very friendly, overly nice, wants to get to know everyone. Yeah, you're Lamole to me. We have Osei. He's a black man from Brooklyn. He's not used to the jungle at all. He's a real estate broker. He's the first to find the plane. I like us black people because he the first to find the plane, but the spiders and all that. No, ma'am. We don't play that. We don't play that. But I should have known he would be first to go because he was the first one to find the plane. They was giving him that, that energy. Okay? Giving him all types of, energy and TV time. Yeah. Okay, so we move on to Joy. Joy is a commercial pilot. She says she's a glass ceiling breaker. She's a wife and a mother, and she's here to win that money. We have Avery. Like I told y'all, Avery is a professional gamer, but she's also a model. She went around asking questions, looking for information. She found something, and she asked Joy about it, but Joy said, hey, just simply, hey, welcome. Hold on. Welcome. But she asked Joy about something, and Joy was like, "It don't matter." We have Pranav. Pranav is a law student. He's kind of hard to read. He's smart as hell, and his opinion is that people would think he's the mole. We got Dom. Like I said, he's a heavy machine operator, and he tried to rap a little bit. It was a cute little rap or whatever, but we're gonna leave it alone, Dom. We have William. Will, he's a brand manager. He wants to make that money and is okay with people thinking he's the mole. And it's also the fact that you're a fucking giant. I just want to tell you that. You're really tall. Okay? Really tall. We have Greg, a marketing consultant. Could be the mole. He's very extra, wants people to think he's the mole. And then we have Samara, a clinical psychology major. Okay? And like I said, these are all my notes I took from. I watched the entire show on Tuesday. Yeah, I watched this entire show on Tuesday, and while y'all saw Sandy in like the little slideshow, I don't know where Sandy popped up at. I didn't see Sandy until they got into groups, okay? But we're gonna continue. So the mission that they get put on is retrieve 3 pieces of cargo worth 5, and this is the first episode. We're going first, second, third, fourth, and fifth episode, all in this live. So the mission for this first part of this episode is retrieve 3 pieces of cargo worth $5,000. One is tied up high up in a tree. One is buried, and the other is underwater. They need to keep it safe until the morning. Okay, keep it safe. They have to work together, and everything they need is in the plane, which is like everything they need is in the plane, which is where their bags are for them to separate into teams. So everything they truly need is in them damn bags. Now the person working to sabotage is the mole in the game. Alex hands over the key so they could get into the plane. And the person who asked about the key was Jacob. Keep that in mind, because a lot of people think he's the mole. We're only doing episodes 1 through 5 right now. So I haven't seen 6 through 8. And they have an hour to get this done. So they split up into teams. They have Team High, because Dom is kicking his little rhyme. Team High, Team Low, and Team H2O. Now, we have Team 1, aka Team Tall, aka Team High. You have Dom, William, Kazi, and Avery. Greg is giving he's giving the narration of like the teams breaking up and what it really means and all that stuff. So Greg's narration says, Team 1, aka Team Tall, are the overachievers who want/need to be seen, but can also get I said they can also get shit from the top shelf, okay? Listen, they tall, and if you need for them to grab something very high, they can get that. Now, Team 1, they make a wrong turn, but eventually William gets the map, and 5 minutes later, they at their destination. There is a bag that, in their bag, there is another bag. This bag has a clue in it. However, in order to open the clue, you have to spend $2,500, which means that $5,000 is now dropped to $2,500 if you're to open this bag. So they trying to figure out who's going to work the pulley system, what's going to happen. Avery volunteers. Avery is a free climber, has a lot of knowledge. So, when they figure out the pulley system, they're able to get Avery up there. Now, Avery gets the cargo. However, it's really knotted at the top, and she's having a hard time trying to get it untied. Now, Dom and William is like, what is she doing? Okay, now she could be the mole, because girl, quit playing. So eventually, Kazi goes up to help Avery. They get the knots out. The cargo drops, and they rush back to the plane, because at this time, they got 10 minutes left on the clock. We have Team Tall. We have Team 2, aka Team Go Low, aka Team, Team Low. Okay, Team Low has Joy, Osei, Samara, Sandy. Like I said, Sandy just popped up out of no fucking where. Anyway, this group from Greg's narration, this group either doesn't want to swim this group either doesn't want to swim/climb and can get it out the mud. However, from Greg's perception is they're trying to hide and they could possibly be the moles. Now, once we see how this progresses, maybe one of these might be right, but who knows? Now, Joy had control of the map. And after I've had time to sit on this and think about it, while Joy is a commercial airline pilot, the map she reads versus the map that they had are two different things. On top of that, at any time, the other 3 people in her team could have taken the map from her and tried to lead them to the promised land. But who the hell knows what they were thinking? On top of that, Osei didn't even open the bag. Like everybody else opens their bags, he didn't open their bag. Osei feels like Joy is the resident Dora Explorer, and she done got them lost, so you're not about to play me. Now they going around in circles, going the opposite way of where they're supposed to be, and eventually they don't get their money, so they just have to head back with no cargo. Now we got Team 3, aka Team Water Babies. In my opinion, that's Team H2O. Greg, Casey, Jacob, and Pranav. They get in the water. They get in the water and are perceived as team players because they're doing the less desirable job. Now Pranav grabs the map and they are on their way super close to getting their piece of cargo once they continue. Now they get to the water and they get the same clue. If you were to open the bag, they get the same clue as the first team. If you open this bag with this clue in there, it's $2,500 and you're just gonna lose that $2,500. Greg does not want to search an area and they feel that way about him. He convinces them to get the clue, and they get the clue, lose $2,500. So now their cargo is now worth $2,500, and they get a crowbar. Greg, old big and tall self, eventually is wading through the water and spots the cargo, and it's in like a crate. So using the crowbar, they pop the crate open, grab their cargo that's worth $2,500, and they get on their way. Team 1 and Team 3 made it back with cargo, and together they now have a collective pot of $7,500. Child, they feel like Osei feels like Joy screwed them over because because she's supposed to be a pilot and she's supposed to know how to look at a map, and it's just like a pilot's map versus a regular map. I'm pretty sure two different things, but okay. And then with him, it's just like you could have taken the map, Sandy could have taken the map, Samara could have taken the map. Why did not damn one of y'all open that damn bag? So everybody wants, because they figure Team 2 didn't open their bags because they all back together now. And it's just like, open their bag. And they open it, and the clue is everything would be near and by sinkholes. He says, I didn't see any sinkholes on the map. And it's just like, but did you actually look at the map? Like, I think eventually he did take the map, but it's just like, ugh. Child, they go, it's the next morning, they setting up everything, they camping in the woods, so they go and get the cargo. Like, they place the cargo in the plane. Now, no one ever said to place the cargo in the plane. It just said to keep the cargo safe through the middle of the night until morning when they got picked up. So they go get try to go get the cargo because they about to get picked up, and the $5,000 cargo box is gone. Now, Joy doesn't like that people are hanging on Will's every word. And people are sus of Osei. I don't trust Greg. Okay? I don't trust Greg at this point in my notes. Now, they get on the helicopters. They get to this beautiful house. Dom is like, he's Iron Man, and William is Thor. So they Iron Man and Thor up in this hole. And they run everything down with Alex. And Alex lets them know that they have some late night footage of someone taking a cargo. Child, why I thought it was Greg. I thought it was Greg. It was Will. It was Will. And I was like, now, how is it that y'all are giving us the mole this early? No, that was not the case. Now, when Will went to put the cargo in the plane, he saw this little note. And the note was, a little mission. It was a little side mission. And the mission was, if you could steal your cargo and make sure you don't get caught and it does not get found, you could double your money. Everybody else didn't know that. Will knew that, and he almost didn't see it. So now that 5K is now 10K, and the pot is 12.5 thousand. Okay. And the first elimination is a 20-question quiz to figure out who the mole is. If they get the most questions wrong, they're gone. They're all nervous about the quiz because the false answers can make you lose and go home. Honestly, Pranav had the right idea to cast the answers for a majority and not a specific person. Because at this moment, like, if they, really got to know each other, we wouldn't know because most of not most of it, all of the show is really focused on the missions that they go on, not how much time they spend in the house and everything else. So Pranav had the right idea. Cast the answers for the majority and not a specific person. They all get phones so they can get the results sent to them. And if the screen is green, you're safe. I already said this. And if the screen is red, you gone and no goodbyes for you. It's like a quick goodbye. See you later. Thanks for coming out. You don't get to say goodbye to the rest of the crew. You got to go. I'm just gonna say this. Y'all don't have to show the phones to everybody because we can see it on your face when the screen lights up. It's that damn bright. Legit. The screen will light up red, the screen will light up green. You will see it on the person's face, and y'all should be able to keep it pushing. At this moment, don't like Greg, don't like Joy, don't like Will. And we get on to the next episode because they so smooth with it. They just roll into the next thing. It's like Beyonce's Renaissance album where everything just glides so smoothly into the next one. You didn't know it was a change up. That's how this show is. So we on episode 2. Child Joy is tap dancing on my nerves. She gets the green screen, okay? Osei gets the red screen and gets sent home. And I was like, damn. Sorry to you. See ya. And Will is saved. Oh, saved. Okay, he's gonna stay because only one person is getting eliminated every time. Now they don't get to see the quiz results, so they don't know if they did better than Osei. If any of them are right on the money, they don't know anything. They just know they're not going home this episode. So we see they're going to Brisbane, Australia for the next mission. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I will learn how to say it correctly. For the next mission, they're asking each other questions. They're trying to figure out, who's who's the mole, get more personal information from these people, things you can use to eventually, when it's time to take the quiz, I know this about this person. I think this person may be the mole, so I can use these things. So Alex gives the breakdown of what's going on. So Australia is a penal colony built by convicts, and the mission leads them to a Brisbane abandoned prison. They have to choose 2 players that they trust the most to be the masterminds of the mission. Kazi wants to choose the people they trust the least and put them on Front Street, okay? So the people they trust the least, put them on Front Street. That way, it's just if anything goes wrong, we could blame them. Joy nominates Dom and Casey. Casey says when you get to know people, you know them. And I was like, Dom is trustworthy because Dom is very open. He's fully transparent. He's playing an honest game. Honestly, he would be good on a Big Brother type thing. This is actually great casting, okay? Very diverse, great casting. But I think he would be good on a Big Brother, and he could be good on the challenge. However, the challenge is more like you have to lie, and they never play a straight up game. So who the hell knows at this point? Anyway, and Casey is overly friendly. So at this point in time, they've probably been talking and everything else. So they're going to be masterminding the mission, which is a prison break. They have to split the team, they have to split the group up into teams, and the teams will be going to cell blocks. And then they have to help each other escape. So we have cell block F, which is Pranav, Jacob, and Sandy. The guys will work together, and this is basically what Dom and Casey were saying about putting the teams together. Pranav and Jacob will work together, and Sandy is just flexible. She's very easy to float. She's a floater. She floats from group to group, and she doesn't Sandy. It's just Sandy's there. I'm just say that Sandy's there. No hate towards her. She's just there, and she's easy to from what I'm seeing, easy to get along with. We have cell block E, which is William, Samara, and Avery. William has the strength, Avery has the gamer mindset, and Samara wants to win. Is basically what they say about cell block E. And then we have cell block D. You have Joy, Kazi, and Greg. Joy cost them a lot of money. first episode with the 5K cargo, they're blaming Joy for that. Greg plays to the crowd, and they hope that they don't make it back. They're legit hoping that Greg and Joy don't make it back from the prison break, so they can solidify who the mole is within like that group of people. Now they're in locked cells. The all like cell block F, E, and D. All three people are locked in identical cells. So three people are locked in a cell where there's like convicts on the walls. Three people are locked in cells where the keys are hanging in the cell like right above, and three people are locked in another cell where there are chessboards in there. And then in the cell where there's like the convicts on the wall, there's a stool. Now, when I say three people are locked in this cell, three people are locked in this cell, three people are locked in this cell, all of them are locked in identical cells, and they have to work together to get everyone out. Okay. So they have to use the clues that are in the cell to break out. If one of the teams doesn't make it, they won't get the money. Kazi asked if Joy, when we get into the mission, she asked Joy, is there anything outside her door? Now, Joy has like a little round, like, lookout hole in her cell door. So I'm not sure if she just didn't see it or if she saw it and just didn't care to say anything. But maybe she didn't see it and she says no. However, there is a key right outside of Kazi's door. There's a key on the ground. Okay. William's key is outside of his door as well. And he had asked Samara, is there something out there? And she says, oh no, it looks like a hair tie. He's like, is there a key attached to it? She's like, oh no, there's nothing there. So eventually, William gets the idea because he's looking at the chessboard and realizes that there are magnetic pieces. Mind you, Kazi, because people think she might also be the mole, because Kazi was in the same cell, had the same cell setup as William, and she was messing around with the chessboard. So at any time, she could have figured out that, the pieces are magnetic and did something, but she didn't. And we're going to get to that. So like I said, William's key is outside his door, and he has the magnetic chess pieces that can be used to open that can be used to get the key. Now, Samara has a key hanging in her room. Joy has a key hanging in her room. Now, the masterminds have the opportunity to double the pot. Casey doesn't want to do it, but Dom is like, let's go for it, because if they get it done, they get it done. If they don't, they don't. No skin off our back, because they're the ones who lost the game, lost the mission in the first place. So they go for it. And that doubling the money means that they have to, take 10 minutes off the clock. So, like I said, William asks Samara about the key ring outside his door. She says it's a hair tie and there is no key. So at this point, he's not worried and the clock is still going. Now, Cell Block F gets out. They work together really well. Jacob rigs up like the chessboard. Like, he didn't even think to look to see if the chess pieces were magnetic. He legit tied the bedsheet around the chessboard, sent it overhead, and was scraping the key closer to his door so then he could use like the toothbrush to drag the key from up under the door. It was some real MacGyver-ish, okay? But they work together like a well-oiled machine, and they get out. Now, Will finally uses a bed sheet and ties that to the magnetic chess piece, and he uses the chess piece to get the key. He then rushes upstairs to get Avery out, and they rush to get Samara out. And Avery had the legs to the stool that Samara would need to get her key down. So they got the screwdriver, they got the legs of they got a whole stool. They're taking off They're taking it off, like they hand him over to her, and they hand her the screwdriver so she can put it together and get the key. They get out, so now cell block E and F are out. Now the masterminds are worried about cell block B, okay? They buy a clue. They buy a clue to let Kazi know her chess pieces are magnetic and the key is outside her door. Listen, here's the issue with that. Like I said, I don't know if Joy saw it because her peephole was like a circle, so I'm not sure if she saw it or not. Because her range of motion might be like, okay, not by much. On top of that, it's just like Kazi was playing with the chess pieces, and at some point she would have to figure out that her chess pieces were magnetic the way she was looking at them. So she might be the mole, and she might have did this so she could run out the clock and run out the money, but who knows? So they bought a clue for her. So cell block E gets out and 9 minutes are left on the clock. They get an option, the masterminds, for 5 minutes for 5,000. And they're waiting on Joy once again because everybody is out. Joy, like they're giving Joy the legs of the stool. She's taking her sweet time. They spend that 5,000 and get that 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't trust Joy at this moment. She tap dancing on my nerves. She is. The three teams eventually make it out. They eventually make it out and they make $14,000, adding to the 12.5 thousand that they already have, which equals a total of $26.5 thousand to the total pot. So they go to a hotel for a little bit of luxury. Never hurt nobody. Now, Jacob and Pranav don't want people to put the suspicions on Sandy, but because she put the suspicions on Sandy. Now, but I'm trying to read my notes. But since Sandy pulled her weight, that's what I was trying to say. But since Sandy pulled her weight, not since she pulled her weight, they don't want the suspicions to be on Sandy. But since she pulled her weight, pulled her weight in like helping them get out of the prison, they're okay with the suspicions being on her. Casey learned a lot about people playing the game, so she's like a people watcher. She's friendly. She's overly nice. Those type of people can get a lot of information out of others. William says, you can't really trust the people around. Now, they're supposed to be going to have a nice dinner, okay? They drive to wherever they're supposed to be, but eventually they go into the boonies, okay? They get to some type of, like, lab type, warehouse type place, and they, like, the cars, because there's car 1 and car 2, they get sent to different sectors. Now, they need a password for something. It's a mess, okay? So we have car 1 being sent to sector 31 and car 2 being sent to sector 45. Now, this is an easy mission. It's an easy mission. We ain't really got to do nothing. Okay, easy mission. Don't do nothing for 45 minutes. Get $10,000, and a quiz happens, and someone's getting eliminated that night. Push the red button, and everyone is exempt from the quiz and being eliminated within the 45 minutes. If both teams are to push the button, then it goes to whoever was the fastest, and whichever team was the fastest is safe from elimination, and the other team has to take the quiz. Now, if you're to push the red button at any time, you don't get the $10,000. And they have to get the password. In order to push the red button, they have to get the password to activate the button. But in order to do that, in order to go searching for the password, 2 members of each team have to stay by the phone that will be connected every 10 minutes in order for them to talk to each other. Now, car 2 decide they want to go get the password, because if they get the password, push the red button, everybody gets to stay. Everybody's exempt from elimination. We don't have to have these problems. Car 1 wants the money, and they won't do anything. Greg is playing these hoes like a fiddle. Now, everybody is off running, trying to, from car 2, trying to figure out who's who, what's what, and what the hell is going on with this whole password situation. And Greg is in there with Casey on the phone. Okay, waiting by the phone, sitting up in his room, not thinking about you. Okay? Now he playing them like a fiddle. He using all this language like, I'm at the phone, I'm in the room, not saying we, like, because who the fuck is we? Now Dom says, I want to hear everybody, give me a big old hey. Now Dom didn't caught on because he's catching on to the verbiage that Greg is using. Now Jacob, when he was on the phone, he was trying to keep it low, he was trying to keep it cool. He wasn't really trying to let these people know that he knows what Greg is doing. However, when Greg gets on the phone, he like, I want to hear everyone say hey. So they send Casey to get the rest of the people. Pranav is in the room. Pranav starts to lose it. Casey doesn't even bring them back. They still searching for the password. And this now makes everyone in car one groups in the group for car one know that car two is lying to them. They can't be trusted, and they're searching for the password so they can press the red button. Now car one is now playing a game, and it's a beat the clock situation. Now now they both like, listen, you get the pass, they're looking for stuff. Alex said everything you need before the mission even started. Everything you need is in the table. No, it's on the desk. Everything you need is on the desk. So they're searching around because Car 2 was doing everything. They're searching around, figuring stuff out. I feel like I got the cars mixed up. Hold on. Oh well. They're searching around, looking for everything, trying to figure out what's going on. They're finding these different words. They're entering them in. 3 wrong tries get you locked out for a minute. So now car one is playing. I believe it's car one. It may be car two, but yeah, car one is playing because they're sector 31. They're playing. So once Alex comes on and gives the clue that, hey, everything you need is at the table, they pull the periodic table apart and find the password. They rush to put the password in. They put car 2 was locked out for a minute, but their minute is up. They type that password in, same time as car 1, and they both hit the button at the same time. Now it's just trying to figure out who in the hell pushed the button the fastest. Now the money and the trust is gone. Sector 31 is upset with Sector 45. Child, the air is real chilly and tensions are high, and they didn't win any money that night, okay? And based off this episode 2, the friends we know are now Avery and Pranav and William and Dom. So we get to episode 3, okay? The team that pressed the button first and are exempt from elimination is Sector 45, which is Car 2. They will not be eliminated. They work together to get shit done. Here's my thing with Sector 31. Sector 45 was working to press the button so y'all could all be safe. All be safe from elimination. Y'all egos got bruised and got hurt and felt like they should have just waited for some money. So now we're gonna fight, we're gonna work against each other. And now Sector 45 is exempt from taking the quiz, from being eliminated, and now y'all got to take the quiz. So Sector 31 will still take the quiz, and one of them is going home. The odds of people being eliminated is high because it's only the people in Sector 31. Time for elimination is Samara gets eliminated. Pola Tink Tink. Okay, she up out of here. So now they go into the Great Barrier Reef, okay, for the next mission. Like I told y'all, this is mission heavy. We don't really have a lot of time for, pleasantries, getting to know each other. If they got to know each other, they're not showing us. They go into the Great Barrier Reef for the next mission. Avery feels bad about the half exemption. Joy thinks William is the mole. And it's just like, Avery, don't feel bad, because y'all was trying to get that exemption for everybody, but everybody didn't want to, do that. So they got sent home. Okay? And Joy thinks William is the mole. I think William is the mole just based off of the fact that everybody else had 3 pictures for their introduction to the game, like the cast introduction to Instagram. And William is the only one who had 2 pictures. They get to the resort type place, and there's no people around. Like, legit, no people around. The only people around are the cast themselves, Alex, and the production crew. Everybody else, no. They get to the resort, and we learn that Greg and Casey are certified in scuba diving. Um, Greg said his was 3 days. Casey says hers was a 5-day course. And Greg says, oh, scuba diving is a lot like math. And now I'm about to go see, like, how long does it take to get certified with scuba diving? I don't trust Greg. I don't. Certified. 4 days to several weeks. So, I believe Casey is certified, but I don't think Greg is certified. I think he's lying. So Avery and Pranav are cool, and they're talking to each other. And Pranav says he's cool with the eyes being on him. He's cool with people thinking he's the mole, because if you have someone thinking you're the mole, then when they go to take their quiz, they're gonna aim everything at you, and quite possibly they'll get them own selves eliminated because they thought it was you, instead of really thinking at the big picture, like really looking for clues. Now, Pranav has made the people think that he's the mole, but Avery hasn't done that herself. And people like to draw suspicions on themselves to help them blend in. And it's because, like, if you're the mole, you want to blend in. If you're not the mole, you want people to think you're the mole, play mind games with them to get them out, to make them get themselves out. So Pranav has the right idea. However, talking to Avery before the mission is why Avery gonna tap dance on my nerve. So Jacob is looking for information. No, Jacob goes upstairs into a room, and there are these files. Now, there are piles of folders of files with info about all the players. Now, if everyone looks at them, because if no one looks at them, they get 10,000 added to the pot. If everyone looks at them, they don't get 10,000 added to the pot, and they'll find out by the next quiz who looked at them. And they say this game at this moment, this little side mission, is about integrity and who will or won't look. Now, joining Avery gave me the energy that they possibly looked, but spoiler alert: the people who looked were Greg and Avery. The people who didn't look were Jacob, Casey, William, Dom, Sandy, and Pranav. Then the next mission is a treasure hunt, okay, in the Great Barrier Reef. 2 teams, the boat team solely responsible for finding and retrieving the treasure chest. The plane team is the team responsible for getting the equipment so the boat team can complete the mission, and they choose their teams. Now, boat team is William, Greg, Joy, Casey, Jacob. Plane team is Pranav, Avery, Dom, Kazi, and Sandy. The plane team is looking for a dinghy that has like all the equipment, and the dinghy has washed up on the shore. Now, Avery is wanting to put suspicions on herself, and she looks over where the dinghy is and sees the dinghy and tells them to circle around because there is nothing there. They circle in, and eventually Pranav looks over and sees it, and they land because that's what they're looking for. Like, they're looking for the dinghy. Avery saw it and told them to circle around. And then she's playing, like, I don't know if she was truly sick or whatever, but she's like, oh my God, I'm so dizzy. I don't feel good. Oh, I'm so dizzy. So she's playing this game, like, she's trying to make herself look like the mole. But I was like, you picked the worst time to do this, especially for this episode, the way it's going to play out. Okay. So Pranav, I think it was Pranav, says he's going to remember that Avery and Kazi, who are sitting on the side of the plane, on the side where the dinghy is found, if you look over, they were sitting on that side and didn't either see anything and say anything, like saw something and didn't say anything, or didn't see anything, or truly weren't paying attention. So he's going to remember that. They run down the beach with everything. Avery intentionally drops the oxygen tank, saying, oh my God, this is so heavy, which then causes Dom to have to hand over his equipment that he has in his hand and run back and get the oxygen tank. and now they think she's the mole. Now, Team Boat, they having a hard time working together because they don't trust each other. They look and they looking for like where the treasure chest may be. They look and they spreading out looking for stuff. Will hops back into the water with Jacob and ends up getting cut up by the rocks, and he can't get back in the water all cut up. Like, medics are not letting him back in the water because this is a liability right here. If he goes back in the water and something happens to him, Will can sue them. So they're not letting him back in the water. Now Will is out of the water. Now Casey finds one and gets it, and she's going down. Greg puts on the PVC on wrong, and he's wearing it like a diaper, drops into the water, is backstroking, and drops the tank and says, "Oh, I tried my hardest," and him and Will start going back and forth, and it's just like, y'all really did not try. And it was a question of, did Casey try to seem like she was working the hardest, or did she like intentionally drop the oxygen tank? I don't think she dropped the oxygen tank on purpose. I still think she's the mole because she's just overly fucking friendly. Now Casey tried her hardest, but Don says he doesn't trust anybody, and y'all have eyes on doesn't trust anybody. Y'all have to have eyes on them the entire time. They only got 2K, so now they're sitting on $28,500. Greg is the biggest suspect right now. So now it's time to see who looked at the files. We're seeing the integrity, we're seeing the integrity in the game. We're playing the integrity game. If you didn't look, your integrity would be rewarded. The 10K is officially off the table because two people looked. We know Greg and Avery. Greg looked. He felt like it was an investment worth looking at, and because knowledge is power, Avery looked as well. She now has a leg up in the game. Now, the integrity being rewarded was you could bet any amount of money from the pots, the collective pots, and if you were right about who the person was, you get an exemption. You get an exemption from elimination. So if you bet something about who looked at the folders and you were right, not only do you lose that money from the pot because you betted the money, but you also get an exemption from elimination. The lowest bid was $1,600. The highest bid was $25,000. So at this point, the prize pot is $28,500. The highest bid was for $25,000. Whoever wins the bid gets exempt from elimination. The highest bid of $25,000 from the majority pot was made by Joy. And everybody is pissed. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, Dom is upset and she's telling him to calm down. And Lord, it's a mess. So the highest bid was $25,000 from $25,000. The majority of the pot in that $25,000 bid was made by Joy. She says Greg's name, and he did look, and she gets the exemption, and they are pissed. And she's like, "We'll get it back." And it's just like, who the fuck is we? Because we didn't lose the money. You lost the money. You bid $25,000 to save yourself in the game. Real mole-like behavior, but who the hell knows? Child, Avery is coming for Joy, and Joy is very much will win it back, and Greg is eating up the drama that is happening right now because no one's paying attention to the fact that he was the person revealed and exposed for looking at the files, and no one knows Avery looked at the files but Alex. It's time for elimination. Joy is exempt from elimination. Dom is eliminated from the game. Pranav points out that the one person who cared the most about the game in the pot is gone, and the person who said fuck everybody is still here. Dom wanted to make his mother proud, and Alex says she will be, and Dom says maybe he shouldn't have changed who he voted for, and it's just like, you probably shouldn't have, because I think he voted for Avery. He thought Avery, it was either Avery or Joy was the mole, and he changed up who he, thought it was. A lot of people are saddened down about him leaving. We head to Ravenswood to see if they could if they can strike gold. And everyone is pissed about the $25,000. Greg is hoping the group can get it back together. And I'm like, doubt it. Now, Dom has an option to come back in the game, and he's locked in a car and needs a password of an American city / town on a bumper sticker that's on the car he's in, but the bumper sticker is on the outside. And he needs the 9 players still left in the game to help him get back in the game. If they help him get back in the game, he comes back and he brings $10,000 in with him, which is $10,000 they need. Now, Pranav answers like the first question, and then we get to Sandy. And Sandy says she's not answering. She doesn't want him back in the game. He has knowledge of who the mole isn't, and he has a leg up on everyone. And she eventually convinces everyone except William, because William wants his friend back in the game. Pranav wants him back in the game. People want that $10,000 back in the game. She convinces them that, to not let him back in. Now, when they let Sandy know that, hey, so Sandy was like, no, and then Casey agrees, and Jacob was like, I don't want him back, and then Avery says no, and Greg says no, and they feel like he's more of a threat than an asset. Losing $10,000 at first is what I thought, but then as I keep watching, he still has an opportunity. Don still has an opportunity to get back in the game if he guesses the correct city. Now, Sandy is feeling like she Big Bang Hank, like she really badass, like she really did something. I'm just like, oh, Sandy finally woke up and decided to play the game? Really? Tap dancing on my nerves. When they tell her he still has an opportunity to come back in here, all he has to do is correctly guess the name. She gets this look of worry over her face, like she's not saying it, but the body language is saying everything, like, oh my God, she's like hoping he don't get it right, because if he get it right and they tell him that she, didn't want him back in the game, it can make it seem like she was it's a whole lot of things going on in Sandy's mind that she's giving off in body language. Now, Dom does guess. However, he guesses wrong, and he gets sent home. Now he's officially sent home. They lose the $10,000. Then Sandy was like, oh, I feel bad. But then she turns up feeling bad until a whole big old smile. And it's just like, okay, I don't like Sandy at this point. So the next mission is rob a bank for cash and gold. We have Kazi and Pranav. They get chosen to be the critical thinkers. We have Team Gold, which is Joy, William, Greg, and Casey. We got Team Cash, which is Avery, Jacob, and Sandy. Child, this whole robbing the bank thing did not go well. The Cash team has to convert different currencies all over the world to 10,000 US dollars. No more, no less. They're either undercounting or overcounting stacks of money. Jacob's not counting right, and then Avery goes to recount again. He's putting sloppy counted money down by her. Sandy's not giving it correctly. She feels like, Pranav is trying to sabotage them, and they finish, they get the bag of money, but they can't be sure if it's exactly $10,000. The gold team has tons of they got lasers. They eventually get through the lasers. They got lock boxes with things that, they open in the keys with things that aren't gold. And, Kazi ain't no help. Listen, Kazi moves her finger, and I noticed this, these words were highlighted in different colors, but you have words like G lock, Goldilocks, K Midas, King Midas. There's something else, and it's just different things that represent gold. And Kazi is running her fingers over them, and she eventually just tells them, oh, y'all will get it. And they're steadily opening these lock boxes with no gold in sight. And like I said, Kazi had a list of names. She looked over them, and they still didn't open it. So the Cash team brought back exactly $10,678.50. Avery knew Jacob was sabotaging the money. Sandy wasn't given an exact amount of currency because they had Vietnamese dollars. She told Pranav 500,000 Vietnamese dollars. And when Pranav read it back to her, you said 5,000 Vietnamese dollars? After she had counted out everything, after he didn't got the correct configurations for the currency, she said, "No, I said 50,000." I said, "You're lying. You said 500,000. 500,000." So Jacob was sabotaging the money. Sandy wasn't given the exact amount of what the currency was worth. They only have $3,500. They lost that $30K. First, by not allowing Dom back in the game, and then fucking up that robbery. Child, a mess. So elimination happens, and Sandy gets eliminated. And even though Avery and Pranav are friends, she's not telling him about Jacob because now her sights are set on Jacob. She thinks Jacob is the mole. She probably also knows at this point that Greg and her probably know that Jacob is an actor as well. So we get to the next mission. They're delivering mail. Um, delivering mail. So they have the car team, the foot team, and the train team. Um, and the car and foot team have to make it back to the train station before the train, and $18,000 is up for grabs. If they don't make it before the train, no money. So we have foot team, which is endurance, William, Avery, and Pranav. Now William and Pranav said, "Okay, we can get it done." Avery decided to hop, skip, and jump her ass over to their team, and she was nothing but a complainer the entire time. Avery is constantly complaining about how she can't run. I'm feeling like Avery was very lazy. You decided you was cool with being on the foot team. You could have been in the car team and kept it pushing. They get some eventually, because they had like I think like $9,000. They had got $9,000 based off of all the stuff they had picked up, and they get up on some bikes. Now it's getting close. Avery don't want to run no more. They need to get back to the station, so they spend $2,000 to get on the bikes. Because Avery says she's tired. Now when they get on them bikes, oh, Avery is up. She's lively. She's having a good time. She's awake. She's really like aware of everything. And it's just like, Avery, you played the dog. You played us. Okay, you played them. We got the train team, is aka Team Nerves of Steel. Greg, Kazi, and Casey. Greg was able to get his package. Well, both of his packages. Kazi grabs hers and then drops it. This now makes them think that she is the mole. It was like she made me think she was mole when she was in the cell and she was messing with them chessboard pieces. And it's like you didn't realize that they were magnetic before money got spent. Okay. And honestly, still think Casey's the mole because she was in a sweet spot at the front of the train calling out when the packages came up, and she really didn't have to do anything. So thinking she's the mole. We have the car team, navigation, Jacob and Joy. Now, Joy is on navigation. The navigation is just terrible all up and through. Minus the 2K used for the bikes, because Joy and Jacob don't make it back in time. Like they turned around to try to get another one and ended up being 18 seconds late to the train station. So they money don't count. So minus the 2K used for the bikes, the train and foot team, they take home $11,000, what brings the total of the pot to $14,500. So now we get to it's lunchtime, okay? This is where episode 5 ends. And then possibly on Sunday or Monday, we're going to pick up with 6, 7, and 8. They get to lunchtime. Now they have a chance to win $15,000 win $15,000 or earn an exemption from elimination. 2 people are sitting on bombs. After eating their lunch courses, they have to vote for who's going to leave the table. If they're sitting on a detonator chairs, the money is gone. Like if the 2 sitting on the detonator chairs get up, they blow up the money and money gone. Joy makes it to the end. Will and Kazi were sitting on the detonators, but Kazi got eliminated, so now it's just Will and Joy. And Joy took that shit like a champ. Like, Joy be tap dancing on my nerves, but she took that shit like a G. First of all, they had peas with wasabi mixed in them. The 2 people sitting on the detonator had regular food. The people not on detonators had, like, they food was all, not it. So she sat up there and ate the peas with the wasabi. Then she drank straight up apple cider vinegar. that was supposed to be beer. Okay. And then they had a dessert that had peppers all up and through. And she took that shit like a G. Shout out to you, Joy. You be tap dancing on my nerves, and I'm still upset about that $25,000. But Joy took that shit like a G. And because Joy isn't sitting up on the detonator, she has the options to either kill the bomb and add $15,000 to the pot, or let the bomb explode and get the exemption and lose the money. And that is how that episode ends. It's a really good show. For the people who are here, for the people who are going to catch this on the playback, I advise y'all to go look at the show, take a look at it. It's a really good show, and it like flows really smoothly. So it's not like you have to like you're lost on everything. It just flows really well into the next episodes. And I'm gonna say it again. A few people was tap dancing on my nerves. A few of y'all got eliminated real quick. Um, I hope they make that money, and I can't wait to watch the episodes tonight after Love and Marriage Huntsville. So that was it. That was all for the recap review of um the mole. I think the way some people are playing the game straight up, some people are trying to play mind games with others and making them feel like I could be the mole or I'm not the mole. I like Pranav's idea when casting a general just a general consensus when taking the quiz at the very beginning. But now y'all starting to wind down and lose more and more people. So now it's time to figure it out, because next Friday is episode 9, the finale. And it was just like, this was just like a 3-week thing. Like, I didn't have to it's more episodes, but it's just like y'all took y'all sweet time with this. Hello. At this moment, my top 4 people to be moles, Casey, because she's overly nice and overly friendly. You can't, those people are always hiding something. Jacob, because he's an actor and he screwed up the money. William, just based off the fact that he only had 2 pictures and not 3 when they introduced the cast on Instagram. And I'm going to go Kazi, because Kazi was messing around with that chessboard, and she had to have known that the chess pieces were magnetic, because she was picking them up and turning them over. So you had to know, but you wanted them to spend that money. That's all I'm saying. And with that being said, those were, hold on, Casey, Jacob, William, Kazi. Top 4 of the mole. Y'all go watch the show. This was my recap review, giving my thoughts on it. And if you know how I say it, if you are new here and you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new here and you don't like the content, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. If you want to follow me on social media, you want to buy my merch, you want to buy my lip gloss, or you want to bless your girl, which is a little bit of a something, because it was on your heart, you felt it in your spirit, and I got bills. Everything can be found in the description box down below and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.